My name is David Peterson, and I'm the language creator from HBO's Game of Thrones, the CW's 100, Netflix's Bright, Marvel's Doctor Strange, and several others. I'm really looking forward to coming to the Contemporary Music Festival in Plymouth, upcoming here in February. I worked with Eduardo Miranda to create a language in which the libretto of his opera Lampedusa has been written. It's a really fun and bizarre piece, and I think that you'll like it. It's essentially a prequel to The Tempest, but much, or if not all, of the dialogue is written in a language called Vov. I originally composed this language for another piece by Eduardo presented at the festival back in 2017. In that piece, I was taking the Vov language and evolving it over three different stages and writing three different, three different lyrical pieces of these different stages of the language's evolution. In that language, it starts at a very old form that's very basic, or at least in the sense of it's tied directly to direct human experience. And maybe very, very, very small other things like fire and things like that. Once you get to the evolved forms, though, it begins to describe a world and people that has never existed, making references to works of art and plays or what they call plays, their equivalent of plays, and authors and all of these things that simply do not exist. And so the references would make sense to the audience, but don't make any sense to the real audience in the real world. And then the future form is just even crazier. So for this piece, for Lampedusa, Eduardo Miranda suggested that I use the first stage of Vov for the magical beings that inhabit the island of Lampedusa, which itself kind of exists somewhere out of time. And so I was initially hesitant about taking this language from another piece and putting it into this one, but when he described it that way, it kind of made sense to me. And as I read what the opera was going to be about, it made a little bit more sense. And so basically what we're seeing is kind of like this language that's outside of time. And what you'll see in the opera is a human who's able to learn this language and use it. And I guess it kind of raises an interesting question of what might have happened had humanity gone in a different direction, using this language as its base. Of course, things don't end up working out that way, but you have to come and watch to find out. So I hope to see you there. I am really looking forward to it. I haven't heard the music yet. I've only written the libretto, so I know the story, but I don't know how it's going to sound, and I'm really excited to see it.